What's up, guys? This is UMB Universe, and this may exactly be the final time I'll be doing a MLP Generation 4 reaction video, at least in forms of shows, of episodes, because this is the final episode. I didn't want to say it out loud, but there it is. There it is. This is it. This is everything that has happened has led up to this moment. We're gonna see what happens. The season finale, like the final fight with all three villains and stuff like that, was everything I hoped it would be, minus the Grogar bits, obviously. But since it was never really Grogar, it's fine. It is perfectly fine. And it even makes certain things that I had a problem with much better. Because at first I'm like, if it's Grogar's bell, would you think Grogar would have a failsafe to know where the bell is? And the fact that Grogar did not know where the bell was at this whole time made me kind of like, are you serious? But if it was the real Grogar, I'm almost entirely certain that he would know where his bell is at all times. It makes sense that it was Discord at that point when you start looking at it in that retrospect. So I'm okay with that. And that's about it. T-Rex, once again, showcasing he is the best villain, period. Verbatim, knows everything about it knew it was right to go after Twilight because he knows as long as Twilight is around and being herself, she is going to come back stronger. If we don't take care of her, we're gonna lose somehow. And look at that. You didn't take care of her and y'all lost somehow. Look at that. So, again, verbatim, out of all villains in MLP, T-Rex, Generation 1 villain, still best villain, Generation 4. Greatness. Now, let's get started. Let's get started. Let's finish this off. 3, 2, 1 now. Man, y'all fix that up real good.
Got here as soon as I could.
Hey.
Friendship ambassador is a full-time job these days.
Hey, grow up, Spike. Where's grow up, Twilight?
Diamond Dogs has not been easy.
Where's?
That's why I picked you for the job.
There she is. There she is.
But I'm glad you could come.
Look at that flowing mane.
So, what's the emergency?
Look at that magic in your butt.
Since I took over Celestia's school, my focus has been on teaching magic. But now it seems my top student has missed the most important lesson of all.
You've been talking like her.
Let's just say it'll be good to have my royal advisor and friendship ambassador by my side.
I don't like how your horn is in front of your crown.
Send her in, Gallus.
Hey.
Your Majesty. Lester, I may be the ruler of Equestria, but I'm still just your teacher.
And you've been wonderful. I've enjoyed every moment at the School of Magic.
Lester,
but
wait.
I'm just not sure it's the
Hold up.
right place for me.
Hold up.
I see.
And it's not work. I could spend weeks in the library doing research. It's just that there's a lot of focus on making friends.
Yes.
If that's your plan, you've come to the right place.
But that's just it. I don't want to make friends.
What?
Banishment to the moon!
So you'd rather leave the School of Magic than make friends?
I was hoping to set up an independent course of study. I want to accomplish as much as you have someday.
Yeah, but
It'll be hard to
do that without friendship.
friends.
I'm not so sure. Friendship looks like more of a distraction than anything else.
Banishment.
Ultimately, a waste of time.
Banishment to the moon!
I know
To the moon!
we accomplished a lot together. That was so long ago, and as far as I can see, you rule by yourself now.
Hello?
Hello, royal advisor right here.
Literally right next
And I
to her.
don't think there's anything wrong with that. In fact, I think it's better. Plus, if friendships ultimately fade, why even make them in the first place?
Pluto.
You know what, Lester Don?
Pluto.
You're right.
What?
Pluto! No! Beyond Pluto! No! You're out of this universe for some reason! How? Oh, come on, at least change it for the last episode. At least have that level of decency. But, anyway, good enough. How dare she ratify the sanctity that is all things friendship! Twilight! Silver Chariot this fool! Alright, I'm almost entirely certain that Twilight has like a thing for this. Lessons need to be learned properly. And instead of telling them that friendship is important, she clearly is in a mindset to understand that friendship is useless to her. So, let Twilight do her thing. I'm pretty sure Twilight has a plan for this.
Friendship is more trouble than it's worth? This is your top student?
Friendships take work, and there's no guarantee they'll last. They can be complicated. They can be
Oh, look at
and they
the
never
sorry,
go away.
so
navigate. I remember the first time I realized it might not last forever.
Like 4 times.
Twilight? I'm pretty sure that's everything.
I'm just doing a final check, Spike.
As you
But
do.
we did a final check of every room.
Like 5 times.
Twice.
Oh.
See? An issue of Power Ponies. Aren't we triple checked?
Thanks, but I already read this one. I don't need to take it to Camelot.
No. You love Power Ponies. We're taking it.
Jesus.
Really, Twilight? We don't have to bring the comic. I'm not even sure how much longer I'll collect them. A lot is changing, and I am getting older.
Yeah, sooner or later I'll be a big butt boy.
Doesn't mean you leave everything you love behind.
Oh.
You're not still worried about ruling Equestria, are you?
No, I know it took some time, but I've never been more ready for anything in my life.
Great.
Just because I'm ready to sit on the throne in Canterlot doesn't mean I'm ready to leave Ponyville. When we were all fighting to save Equestria from Teen,
Oh my god, that's a great illustration.
I was too busy to think about it. But now it's all happening at once.
What is?
The coronation, moving, leaving our friends.
I
It's
thought
not
we'd all
like-
be ruling Equestria together.
It's not like you're not gonna see them anymore.
But it won't be the same. They all have lives here. We're moving away and they're not, and I can't help but feel like we're leaving them behind.
What?
What if we all just drift apart?
That
I guess I hadn't thought about it like that.
is not
Maybe
impossible.
you should talk to them.
But
I bet they're feeling the same way.
You're right, Spike. Thanks. Sometimes talking to a good friend is all it takes.
yeah, especially if you're good friends, you're literally your child. So
So you're not worried about how things might change with me living in Canterlot?
yeah, I know you're in Canterlot.
Change is natural, like the seasons. That's just life on the farm.
I guess
She's
so.
crying on the inside.
Anywho, I really need to get all these boxes packed and sorted. There's a lot more work now that the folks beyond Equestria are coming to the coronation, too.
Worried?
Come on.
Wait, unless you're talking about the coronation, because then yes. Obviously the cakes are handled, but there's the whole rest of the party to stay on top of. Honestly, I'm not convinced Gummy really took care of the fireworks.
Just because he has it doesn't mean he has the rest.
Don't you think things are gonna be different?
Well, since I'll be in charge of all the Canterlot galas from now on, I'll have to go there a lot more. So I guess that's different, but I don't think I mind.
No, of course not.
Hey.
Wonderful
Look at
work,
that.
everyone. We
Greatness.
couldn't be more ready. Josephine, if you and the rest of the doves leave now, we should all arrive in Canterlot at the same time. Eloise and Hubert, you should go too. I know it's a long way, but don't worry. I'll bring plenty of snacks to restore your energy before we perform.
Yay, snacks restore energy.
Everyone else gets to ride.
Motivation.
Since the trip's too much for your little wings. We need everyone in tip-top shape for the coronation. I'm glad we got the chance for one last rehearsal. Everyone's so excited. But I can't imagine any pony's more excited than you. Moving to Canterlot, being crowned. I can't think of a single bad thing about any of it.
Yeah, me neither.
Not a single bad thing, because friendship lasts forever for certain people. Really? Those are the two that mess up?
Look, Rainbow Dash, I know this is important to you, and we all want the routine to be special, but are you sure it needs to be this complicated?
Yes.
Of course! And I know we can pull it off! Sorry, Twilight.
Because we are the Wonderbolts and
I
I'm
don't have
your
time to
coach.
talk. We've got a lot more work to do before the coronation.
Darling,
Here we go.
change is an integral part of fashion.
Fashion.
I myself am considering opening boutiques for non-ponies. Things must evolve, or they become stale.
And stack it! Stack it!
I was just struck with a sudden inspiration to change my design for your gown by including the webs of these star spiders.
Huh.
They glow
Been a
for
while
short
since I've seen
while
one of
after the
those.
Sun. They won't have much time to weave the sash, but the effect will be dazzling. You see, darling, change can be fabulous if you embrace it.
Y'all worried, as usual.
Starlight is supposed to come over soon.
Oh.
There's a little something
Yay.
we wanted to give you before we leave.
Really want to see more Starlight before we have to
You
go.
know what? I think you're right, Twilight. I should take my comics to Canterlot. We can't leave the Power Ponies behind.
I like
I
it as a
don't
Superman
think the
thing.
Power Ponies care, Spike. Just like all of our friends.
All right, Twilight. Are you ready? We all wanted to see you off, but there's still a lot to do.
Aren't you coming on the train?
I gotta go with Big Mac so we can go over our packing list, or we won't know who gets what deliveries.
And I'm gonna meet the Wonderbolt so we can go over the routine one last time.
I'm going with Gummy. He said he knows when the fireworks display should start, but does any pony really believe that? And I still need to pick up food for the swans and doves who flew ahead to Canterlot.
Okay, that
If I
sounds
don't get them
believable.
fed, they'll be too pooped to perform.
Okay.
I'll be living in Canterlot alone. Might as well take the train alone, too. Bye, I guess.
Bye.
Oh, you won't be traveling alone, darling.
You have the star spiders.
Train to weave the star spider sash for your gown. But you should leave now. There's no time to dawdle if you want the coronation to be perfect.
That's the problem. You're also worried about making my coronation perfect, but I'm leaving Ponyville and none of you even care.
What? It's like that's the conclusion to jump to.
You moved away, your friends didn't care, and that was that.
Actually, not exactly.
Hey, have you ever been outside the universe? There's just nothing.
Of course I'm sure that you're moving, Twilight.
I can't believe you think we don't. What could possibly make you think that?
I tried to talk to you all about how I was feeling, but you seemed more worried about what you had to do for the coronation.
Because it's about you.
I was there.
I suppose it gave us something else to focus on.
I knew you were worried about everything changing. I guess I thought if I made it seem like everything was okay, it would be.
I was just trying to make you feel better. That way I wouldn't feel so terrible.
You see, there's a lot of people who
Before I
go
moved to
through different
Ponyville, I didn't
whatever.
really know what friendship was. You've all taught me so much. I can't believe it all might be ending. But when I imagine the future, all I can think about is that we won't be together. I'm literally moving away from you and it's terrifying.
I'm scared too. Me too. Rattled to the core.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't say scared.
More like startled at best.
Just because I won't say it doesn't mean I don't feel it.
Crying on the inside.
So much. I just can't stop thinking about how much things are going to change.
Why does it
We
seem
don't see each other.
What if we don't talk as much?
What if we don't stay friends?
It's like, I don't know why, but it seems a little contrived. I don't know why.
I know it's weird, but knowing you're all as upset as I am actually makes me less worried.
Because that's how that works.
But you should be more worried about missing the train to Canterlot.
I mean,
Sorry I'm so late. Actually thought I'd missed you. There's no time!
oh. Well, okay then.
Oh no, we missed it!
Teleport on the train.
Maybe. Okay, we're on the train.
Yes!
Everything should be fine, right?
You took my advice immediately when I say it.
Exactly how much time I needed to weave my star spider sash, and now I'm behind.
I hope Big Mac can figure out who gets what deliveries on his own.
So teleport on the train.
I
Thank
assume
you.
these contain the finest sparkling apple juice.
Finest as fine can be.
Oh, the sweet apple acres applesauce for my coronation parfait. This is the applesauce.
Sure.
I don't have the snacks the doves and swans will need to perform after their long flight. I'd better find the food car.
Oh, Christ.
The Wonderbolts! Where's the coronation team?
Well, they waited, but when you didn't show, they thought you must have meant to meet outside of Candlelight.
The only thing I'm worried about is Gummy handling the fireworks display. But I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, Gummy's a responsible
It could always be worse.
gator. Why?
Goodness, Twilight, are you all right?
Hey, how's it going?
My friends and I had a few hiccups on the way.
As per
Everything's
usual.
fine now.
We really are both just so proud of you. If you need a moment, that's all right. It is your coronation.
Scratch that.
Hello. It would be nice to get started. Are you ready?
I mean, look at that hair.
She can't possibly be crowned without her coronation gown.
Very well.
At least it'll be better than Naruto. He didn't even show up to when he was becoming Kage. It's like you'll be a step up above that at least. As long as you don't have to get a changeling to turn into Twilight to be crowned, I'm fine with this.
This land for quite some time, but even we know that change eventually comes to us all. And though we know it can be
Tempest.
unsettling,
The
it's as natural as the
derpy.
rising and
Everyone.
setting of the sun and the moon.
Yeah.
Both of which my sister and I feel confident leaving in the hooves of the pony.
You look
She does, actually.
I almost forgot.
And so, without further ado,
Probably one of my
I give
favorite
you
designs in the
new
entire show.
ruler of Equestria,
I think the
Princess
spiders may
Twilight
still be
Sparkle.
on it. There we go. Princess Twilight Sparkle.
Sorry.
Alright. Sure. Fusion dance the
Twilight.
crowns. Dude, come on. We're trying to do our job.
Oh dear. I know these aren't the snacks I promised, but it's all I could find.
Dude, carrots suck.
Well, dash or no dash, Twilight's about to get that crown. Wonderful! Roll out! No, wait!
No, man. Gumby's on the scene. Even J.K. Rowling's there at least. There's so many things to look around.
Twilight.
This is fantastic.
Close enough.
Yeah, this is exactly what you should expect. This is great.
I get it now. Your coronation was such a disaster that you and your friends never really recovered, and that's why you all drifted apart.
Well, you're half right.
Ooh. Well then.
So, the coronation wasn't a disaster, and your friendships just faded away over time?
Not exactly.
Not exactly.
Sorry I'm late,
There
but it is
you are.
so hard to find a sitter with a sense of humor for little cheese.
Honestly, I would have been here sooner, but you would not believe how busy Yakistan is these days.
Maybe we can get to places on time if you let me do some of the chores instead of always doing everything yourself.
Would you look at that?
Maybe I would if you did them the right way.
Okay, look at that.
Sorry, we're not the last ones, are we?
Yeah!
Discord's headed to an O&O convention, where he'd be joining us.
I just assume that since you aren't together all the time now,
We aren't friends?
Ha! Please!
That's not the point of my story.
No.
It's true my coronation was a disaster.
That was a lot of stuff
The coronation is
to
over.
just digest like that. You can't just do that to me in rapid succession like that.
That was something.
Huh.
I was just about to say the same thing.
There we go. There's Starlight.
I know maybe it wasn't the coronation you planned,
Yeah.
but it's good to see all of you laughing.
It's the coronation you
We
wanted,
to give
that
the
you
shoot
deserved.
in Ponyville, but things got a little hectic.
Since you're moving away, we thought if you missed any of us, or Ponyville, this might help.
Dude, a moving scrapbook with gifts?
It's a book of memories.
Neat.
And we all chipped in some.
No matter how much things change, you'll always have this
Dude,
to look back.
that is the future right there. A scrapbook with gifts instead of just photos.
But I don't want to only look back. Obviously, the coronation wasn't perfect. But that doesn't matter. It's our relationships that really count.
Yeah.
And we have to maintain them.
But now that we're living in different places, I'm not exactly sure how.
I am. I suggest we meet once a moon. In fact, my first royal decree as ruler of Equestria is to establish this Council of Friendship.
And what a wonderful decree it is.
We always knew that whatever adversity you faced, you and your friends would find your way through it together.
We know Equestria is in the perfect hooves with you and your friends looking out for it. And while we'll always be here if you need us, it's time for us to be on our way.
Yeah,
You're leaving?
Yes.
We hope you'll
Retirement
visit
means
us
later.
at
We're going.
socials.
But now it's time for you to rule on your own. You're all more than capable.
Try not to set the place on fire, please. I think we already rebuilt this place enough.
So, even though everything changed, and you moved away from your friends, you didn't grow apart? And this is the Council of Friendship. That's what you're all doing here?
Yes.
This time every moon.
What she means is, this is how we've been ruling together.
And how we've continued to face every problem and threat to Equestria over the years. But mostly, it's how we keep in touch. No matter how busy life gets.
Sometimes friendships can be hard, and it takes work to maintain them. But without friends, things can be a lot harder.
Yeah.
I never never thought about friendship being something to work at, and I don't mind work. I guess if they don't have to fade away, maybe making friends isn't the waste of time I thought. But I've been so focused on my studies, I wouldn't know where to start.
That's all right.
Come on.
Because I know exactly where to send you.
Here we go. Here's the final song thing.
When I started out,
Here it
I
is.
was unsure.
Here we go.
I thought I knew all that I needed, didn't know what to expect. But when my walls came down, I saw the truth. All along something was missing. And I think you'll see it too. This is where the magic happens. This is where the
Oh, the grown-up versions of this house is not Therapy still being herself in greatness. Okay. This is the perfect. This is perfect.
the bonds grow deeper, lasting longer. And the greatest spell you'll know is how the magic of friendship grows. I know
Oh, the cake twins.
how much time goes by. The party used to be here with some fun.
There it is. Oh my God, Gummy's throne.
Jesus. Obviously, long as we're still here together,
New generation of Wonderbolts.
we'll be flying happily. This is where the magic
Oh.
happens. This is where the
And there you are.
our friendships we
Yeah, the implications are pretty obvious.
longer. The bonds grow deeper, lasting longer. And the greatest spell there is what the magic of friendship gives.
I'm so happy they did this.
And it's something true to
There's so much to process.
pass on down to generations yet to come. And we'll never stop believing
Man, Yoda. Whoa.
in reciprocity.
And
Friendships we've won.
greatness.
And because the love that I feel for every single living creature is something that is
Oh my God, they
real.
multiplied.
Friendship happens
Of course they did.
so naturally. Oh, and how I used to wonder what friendship could be. This is where the magic happens. This is where the magic lives. Our friendships lead together stronger. The bonds grow deeper, lasting longer. And the greatest spell you'll know.
Paper. I'm happy they had him in there.
How the magic of friendship grows.
Oh, look at it. Oh, they even had a close-up pro. Oh, jeez. All right. Give me a second. All right. And I'm good. I'm good. Okay. No. First things first, let me get this out here right 100%. I have seen a lot of things, guys, all right? I've seen a lot of things in this episode. And for Christ's sakes, guys, me watching the indie reaction does not automatically mean I'm never going to watch this episode, period, ever again. I'm going to watch it again after I'm done recording. I'm probably going to watch it 3 times, so maybe even 4 times. And among that, I'm going to do it mostly frame by frame because I want to see everything. So, when I say that I see certain things in this reaction, doesn't mean I did not see them, period, if I do not mention them, because this has been a thing going on for 7 years on my channel. If I bring up one thing, like the one time I said, man, this show has shown more marriages than most adult shows I know, and I brought up like 2 or 3, then you had to have people mention, hey, there's also this one and that one you forgot. I did not forget, I just didn't bring it up because I was trying to make my point, and I thought I already did it with the examples I did. So I'm just trying to save you guys the trouble in saying, when I mention certain things that I notice in my reaction, I'm going to watch it again. I need to preface this very heavily because for some reason, this is very hard for people to understand for how people work in life. But anyway, the implications that I got from seeing this is that Rainbow Dash and Applejack are together. They're a thing. Pinkie Pie and Cheese were able to be together. They had a kid. Gummy's huge. That's fantastic. All the grown-up versions of all the previous characters that used to be babies to children, stuff like that. Fantastic to see. They even managed to put in more movie characters with like Tempest and even Capers in the background over there. Other people as well. They even got to see a little bit of Derpy. Granted, still background, just flying out. You just barely get to see her. She's right there. She exists. She's very much around. Very great. It's pretty obvious to me that Sunburst and Starlight got together, and the student is their kid. Is their kid, and now she's the student of Twilight. I don't see an implication that Spike and Rarity became together, so I think that's still just that. That didn't change at all. You could make the implication that Discord and Fluttershy are together. They didn't say anything around that, but then again, they didn't say anything around that for other characters who are clearly together, but they're together. They even showed that Lyra and Bon Bon, they continued on with their marriage thing that they had in the Big Mac episode, and this is again one of those things. It's like, since people didn't see me react to it in the background, they automatically think I'm never going to know it because I don't watch these. Apparently, I watched these 3 times, guys. First time for reaction, second time just to enjoy it on my own end, so I don't have to talk through it. Third time to see if there's anything neat in the background. Just because not bring it up doesn't mean I do not know it exists. But hey, you guys are just trying to do your thing to make sure I know everything. So I'm not saying this to be like, man, I don't appreciate you guys trying to give me information that I may or may not be interested in. I'm simply saying that don't think I don't watch these on my own time and don't try to analyze this sort of stuff anyway. I do this all the time. But for the reaction, it's just supposed to be raw emotion, raw implication, and this is what the raw implication was. And the raw implication is, this is the most goddamn awesome thing I've ever seen in my entire existence, apparently. Now, from the beginning of the episode, it's pretty obvious that it's just Twilight doing the teacher thing. Instead of saying, no, you're wrong and you're stupid, how dare you think that friendship is useless, you're lucky I didn't send you in the outer echelons of the cosmos if I was that type of princess. How dare you? Man, Stone, that's all I have to say. 3 others will very much agree that being Case and Stone sucks. Can't really say 4 because Discord is Discord. So, any case, man, having the final episode be not only a teaching for new Princess Twilight, but also a nice send-off episode of how everything has changed. I will say again, them being upset and hugging each other, it did feel as though that they weren't for real like that. That's just a personal thing for me. It clearly, since they didn't make a joke out of it, they clearly were upset and were afraid of the unknown inevitable. But it's like, the only thing they should think about, which I think they should have kind of thought about, but here's the thing, guys. At first, people said in the beginning, does this mean Twilight is immortal now and she's going to outlive her friends? And then people were like, she's not a full alicorn. She was unhonorated to be one or whatever. She's still going to grow old and die or whatever. But I think it's pretty obvious now, guys. Due to their designs, clearly, Twilight is immortal. She's going to outlive her friends. That's something I would be worried about if I was in Twilight's shoes. You're going to have these meetings with each other every moon or stuff like that. But sooner or later, that old age is going to get to them in like another 50 years. And that's being incredibly generous. So, and that's me also going to human years here. So, again, I got to say, I like how they wanted to have this whole, she's moving away, she's becoming this princess. They're going to be kind of separated from each other. Long distance relationships are kind of weird, and whether they don't talk to each other. But the whole, I'm going to outlive you would scare me way more than just simply moving away. But they're not going to talk about that. This is not what this show is for. It's not supposed to be grimdark in that aspect. That's just stuff for us to think about. And you guys can come up with ways to try to make it better, but that's going to be in my head for a bit. Since the other characters, Rainbow Dash, I already talked about Rainbow Dash, Applejack, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, Rarity seems to be on her. It seems to be pretty much by herself. Again, I didn't see any implication that her and Spike were together. So that's still gonna be up in the air for me. But she just seems to be doing her own thing, and Twilight's just being Twilight. Now she's the Celestia. She's even kind of, there are moments where I just see her talking like Celestia. It really just shows that influence that she had on her. And just seeing all the relationships be fully realized in this aspect. And other things. Man, there's really not much else to really talk about in forms of this episode in general. So let me talk about the season finale, since I promised I would talk about that in more detail. How they handled Grogar, one more time, was that I would be upset if Grogar wasn't utilized to the best of his abilities in the season finale, because I really wanted my boy to have his due, because he was one of my favorite villains in Generation 1. But since Grogar never was there, technically, and it was always Discord, every single time Grogar showed up, it was just Discord, I can't say that they ruined Grogar because they never had Grogar to begin with. He was just a legend that Discord took advantage of and tried to do his personal thing with his own good intentions to do it like that. I get that. So I'm fine with how they handle Grogar, since it never was about him to begin with. They never wanted it to be about him, and that's fine. So since it was always supposed to be about these three, they handled it perfectly, showing both the dynamic of these villains have a common goal of wanting to get rid of these particular individuals, and that's what makes them work together. But since they're still selfish in their own right, having their own goals in general, I like/hate how they brought up T-Rex's dad, that's the reason why he's doing what he's doing. He came to the gain all the magic course because he's trying to impress his dad, be you know, a big boy, basically. When I would have liked that to be more of a, like, hey, you brought that up the second time he was introduced or whatever, or maybe even the first time he was introduced, and then somehow bring him up again in a more interesting manner, see exactly what that entails. Now I want to see his dad. I want to see his dad. Now I'm interested. That's more questions for me on my own personal accord, because I love T-Rex so much. So there's that. That's just something I'm just gonna deal with. But I like how they wanted to show more of his motivation as to what he was doing. Same thing with Cozy Glow, how she tried to be like, haha, I am the best villain of them all because I'm able to manipulate the villains into giving me more power to them to deal with, and then showcasing that these two other villains know Discord's magic way more than her, so she wasn't going to get far, if not at all, anywhere, period, with that strength. So it's great. Along with a whole bunch of things of selfish acts and selfishness and their own personal goals. Cozy just being Cozy, T-Rex just being badass, and the only one with a very personal vendetta with a particular pony was Chrysalis with Starlight, and I like how they handled that, really showing Starlight's capability of handling a Alicorn level threat on her own, but ultimately thinking that Snow, an avalanche, a small avalanche, not even like Mulan level avalanche, we're talking like a small avalanche of Snow, is going to take care of an Alicorn threat. Come on, Starlight, you're better than that. Anyway, still able to use Starlight to the best of their abilities, using some of the other stuff they introduced in the series to the best of their abilities as well, and somehow it didn't trump the tree feat, but because the tree feat, I cared about that tree. Clearly, you look at my own reaction, you saw how much I love that damn tree. So when it got destroyed, I was really upset. But when you saw the castle and the Camelot being destroyed, that's just more of a, wow, that destructive capability has skyrocketed in forms of showcasing in feats. Even though scaling-wise, they're star level, but you know what I mean. And maybe even solar system for all we know. All in all, how they handled the villains was fantastic, and showcasing that banishment to Tartarus is clearly useless, since apparently anyone with enough strength can just teleport them out. Banishing them into the ether is apparently pointless, because apparently someone can just teleport them back out. Banishment to the moon is pointless, because apparently after 1,000 years they can probably find to use the stars or whatever to find their way out. Turning to stone? Haven't seen someone debunk that yet. Haven't seen someone, if Discord himself cannot break out of stone, and he has chaotic magic for Christ's sakes, turning people to stone and just making them part of the scenery. I've been using this term a lot in many different ways. You gave them the Josuke treatment in JoJo Part 4 of just embedding them into a rock, basically, with Crazy Diamond, and now they're just there forever, and they're just gonna deal with that existence. Now, as Discord stated, when he was turned to stone and he was brought back thanks to what they wanted to do with him, and thanks to Fluttershy, it was showcased that he was very much conscious, able to hear and see things as he was in prison. I don't know if it was because he's Discord and he can do that, But if it is just a thing, if you're turned to stone, and it's kind of like that thing that Flash did to that other guy, he took away all of his momentum inside of his body or whatever, so he literally lives out life incredibly in slow motion, apparently. Like, one blink will take like several years. That's how slow he's going, and that's a horrible existence. And so that is a fate worse than death. You're just sitting there forever, watching time go by, with nothing to do. So, who say MLP isn't dark in any way? Jesus Christ, that is terrifying. So, there is that. Other things in the background is obviously stuff I'm going to get to see, like how, like, hey, this is this generation main character is going to pass on the torch for the new generation to continue moving forward and moving on. Man, this is something. This is definitely something. There are certain characters I wish to see more of. No, it's considering I was looking to the best of my ability, and other than you know, the final moment where they have like a mural, but they're all still the young versions of themselves in the previous season. I didn't get to see like in character Flurry Heart, Cadence, and Shining. I'm gonna skim through it. I was happy to see Trixie being more of what she is now in the school. Definitely good. I'm skimming through. I see the Cake Twins. I'm seeing this. More characters in the background. It is still in the song. I see Diamond Tiara, Silver Spoon, and it looks like they made friends with I forget her name, but it's with the Candy Cane, whatever. I really forget. It's been hey, you cannot blame me for this name in particular. It has been forever since we actually had any relevancy of hers, but I'm happy they made friends with her and they're talking with her, and now they're just 100% good people. I also see that Lyra and Bonbon are still walking together, being together as usual. The greatest relationship never told, except in one episode. Yeah, pretty much. That's all I've been able to see. It is kind of disappointing that Cadence, Shining Armor, Twilight's family, we didn't really get to see them at all. They might be in the coronation somewhere in the background, maybe, because that just kind of went by. But that would be kind of disappointing if they didn't actually, you know, do something with that. But all in all, it's not the end of the world. I'm looking in the background. I'm not seeing. I'm seeing like other races. I'm seeing Big Matt be disappointed. Seeing that. Yeah, that's a little. Wait, hold on. Okay, you see J.K. Yearling in there. You see J.K. Yearling, the Cranky Doodle, and his wife. Babsies is there. Man, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people, but no family. Odd. Very odd. I am odded. Be odded. I am very odded. But all in all, it's not the end of the world. This isn't bad. At least Twilight's friend is there. What's it called? Moon something. Derpy being adorable, something like that. Dr. Hooves and Rose are with each other in this scene. It's like, this is what I mean. And this is boring to you. This is exactly why I do this on my own time. But there they are. There's Shining Armor and Cadence. Okay. But no mom and dad. I'm still not seeing mom and dad. Good to see Cadence, Shining Armor, and Flurry. Older Flurry we saw in the glass mural thing when they were walking by. So that is very much still a thing. Granted, yes, we got that. But we're talking like I want to see them. I want to see them in person. So you got me there. They pan over. You see Tempest. Happy Tempest is there. The Axe Caper. Happy to see Caper is actually showed. Caper showed up, for Christ's sakes. I see they tried their best to cram every single person that holds a significant amount of relevancy as possible, and I'm impressed with that. But if I can't just immediately notice that mom and dad are not there, that's a problem for me. So, all in all, good enough. I'm okay with it. It's not the end of the world. It's fine. That's just a small grievance of everything, because it seems like the parents, even though the parents got a good episode when they had their entire family trip thing with Iron Will, that was well handled. I really liked how we got to see more of their personality like that. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. It's not a grievance, more of a nitpick, if anything, and a very, very small nitpick that means nothing if you had it. So in the end, all they were able to do with this was well done, well put together. Small things here and there that may or may not be important in any regard, depending on the person you're talking to, and all that. But yeah, this is the end of the series. This is the end of the series, and we're done. It's over. I was told by a particular somebody that season 10 is going to be comics. Now, I'm not a comic book reader, but I'm willing to read the first issue to see if I'm interested at all. I'm not going to do, like, reaction of the thing, or maybe I might talk about it on a live stream or something. But that's interesting enough for me. They want to have the in-between. It looks like it's going to be what's in between the season finale and the final episode. And it's going to be whatever is in between there. We're going to see what happens. And they did, and Rarity did say, they did go into troubles over the years during this time. I don't know if she was referring to beforehand or during the process, but I'm pretty sure however many years went by is not all those years of peace. You gotta have some form of conflict after all that. Plus, there's some stuff they kind of set up a little bit. So we'll see what happens when the comics come out. I'm perfectly fine with how this ending wasn't ending. You know, like certain shows just can't end properly, but thankfully, Cartoon Network shows in certain degrees, and this series in forms of Hasbro at least knows how to end their series properly. It's good. It's good. We'll see how Steven Universe can do their thing for their final season, because I thought they did fine, but now they have to see if they can do fine. All in all, greatness all around. It's very weird. How am I supposed to end this off properly? Like, how am I supposed to end things off in a way to make it seem like all this is culminated finally? Like, all my reactions to this series, of this entire show, all these people that I've grown to know in my subscribers, is like, obviously, there'll be, like, Equestria Girls stuff, right? They gotta finish that off somehow. In some way, the same way, or maybe they're just gonna drop it, I'm pretty sure. We'll see what happens. But right now, my voice is actually killing me, so we do have to end things off. And that's it. Hopefully, I'm able to get this out to you guys as soon as feasibly possible. And yeah, this is DMB Universe. I'll see you guys next time. Wow, okay. That was... wow, that was a weird... wave of emotion. I'll see you guys when I see you. Bye.